Well, we're excited. Like I said, this is our 7th year to do this, and what's been really cool about it is, you know, for some of these students, this is their first time to shine. First. I'm gonna make a lot of glow-in-the-dark puns tonight, but it is truly their moment to shine. They're on stage. They have an audience. They have written original poetry. I mean, no one else has done this, written this verse. It came out of their head onto a piece of paper, and they've written this. And so it is original thoughts that they've had, feelings that they've had, emotions that they've had. And, you know, we did this thing, the glow in the dark. But what we've tried to emphasize every year that every person has a voice. They have a way of being a light. And some of it is just they need a way to express negative things that have happened in their life. You know, good stuff doesn't always happen. Sometimes bad things really happen. And writing them down gives people really an outlet and a way of expressing that. And sometimes those words are read by someone else who's experienced the same thing, and it makes a difference. It has an impact on them. And sometimes it's just happy thoughts, joyful thoughts, things that we love and enjoy. I like to write poetry. I write about things, usually in nature, things that inspire me in the outdoors. But every poet is different. One of the things that Lisa did this year, we do really every month, is she creates a little a sign at the front entrance that goes with our theme. And so the one she found for this year I really liked. And it says, if you can't be a poet, be the poem. And I really liked that because I really think sometimes that tonight is really not necessarily about how well it rhymes. Does it rhyme? Does it, you know, does it make sense? Does it flow? Whatever, you know, all of those things are certainly important in understanding and critiquing poetry. But really it's about being the poem, you know, basically sharing something that is important to you or sharing something you enjoy. And so this is the students' moment to do that. And over the last 7 years, we've seen a lot of students come through here. Many of them are now, like one of our students is now Miss Grambling University. So a lot of our students have gone on to do other things in college. You're going to meet some of our judges in just a second. Some of them have been on this stage at one time. And so we're just here to encourage you. We're really here to give you an opportunity because, you know, these are just having the courage to get up here and present your poem is a life skill. That's going to be important to you no matter what you decide to do in life after high school. So we just want you to kind of basically just enjoy it. That's why we did the glow in the dark thing. So I will tell you at this point that you will have 3 options. You can have this lighting, if you're comfortable with that. You won't be able to read your notes. I don't know. I think I could probably read notes at this point. You can use the microphone, or you can decide to take it off, move around. You can do that if you want to. I don't think it's necessary, but you might have a soft voice. You might want to emphasize something really important in your poem, so you can use the microphone for that. You can also use the regular lighting. Show me regular lighting. I wasn't ready for that either. But you can use this. We'll all adjust. We'll deal with it. But some of the poems do require a little bit more sight than others. So we are giving you that option. So turn the lights back off. You also have, this is some fancy technology going on here, by the way. You can also have spotlights. Sit on the stool, kind of make it intimate. You can do that. We have a larger stool if you want to do that. So, I mean, when you get up here, you can kind of direct us and kind of tell us how you prefer it. And then we'll kind of set the stage, and then you'll be able to perform. All right. I'm not sure I like the spotlights, to be honest with you. So I'm going to turn them back off. Okay. So, kind of told you that part of it. The way the agenda is going to work, in just a second I'm going to introduce the judges that are here tonight, and then we'll move straight into the poetry readings. We'll go from the order that everyone is in the program. So we'll go straight down the left column and straight up the right column. It's okay if you go first. In fact, we're going to be super nice to the person that goes first, right? Right. Yes. Because it is, I will say this, and this is true, going first is really hard. Yeah. You know, to be the first one up there. It really is hard. By the time you kind of get through everybody, you'll realize that, you know, everybody struggles. You know, everybody kind of feels that moment of a little bit of struggle. But you're going to do great. And so after everyone reads their poetry readings, then our judges are going to leave. They're going to go on the other side of the library. And in the intermission, we're going to eat. We got cookies. I even found glow-in-the-dark Reese cups. Oh, I really did. Yeah, actually, they're, you know, I was a little disappointed. Only the wrapper was glow-in-the-dark. I guess I should have known chocolate glows-in-the-dark. I don't know. So anyway, but it is still cool nonetheless. So we'll take a break, we'll eat, and then we also like to get pictures. We'll get some group pictures of the whole group of poets, and then we'll get some individual pictures as well. Also, just to let you know, we started about 2 months ago a YouTube channel for the library. And with the help of Charles Paxton, hello Charles, and Kimmy Paxton over here, they have agreed to be our videographers. And so once a month we are putting a video on our YouTube channel. And so our video for this month is celebrating National Poetry Month. So y'all will be celebrities. No, it's going to be fine. All right, so give me a little lighting, maybe the back. Okay, judges. We have judges. All right, so I'm going to let our judges introduce themselves, tell a little bit about why you're here and the significance of you with the poetry, being a poetry judge. We'll start over here with Maggie.
I'm Maggie Herrmann. I've actually competed in this same poetry slam a couple of times back in high school. I'm back today, thankfully, to listen. I'm going to kind of help you guys hopefully improve your presentation speaking skills. I've spent the last 2 days competing at research symposiums, and so it's really important to speak effectively, and this is a great way for you guys to practice that. So I wish you all the best of luck.
Okay.
Well, I'm Emily Rodriguez, and I actually did this as well in high school. Loved it, and I'm so thankful that Miss Stephanie asked me again to come out here and watch y'all do your thing. I hope y'all are all excited. If you get nervous, don't worry. Just take a deep breath and just focus and have fun.
I'm Mitzi Freeze. I came here because things glow in the dark. So no, I really do. I write my own poetry through life experiences that I've had. Long story short, I used to live up here 3 years ago, I think. I don't know what year I did the other poetry slam. I can't remember. But I really enjoyed it. Everybody has their own story to tell, and they have different ways of telling it. So I'm pretty intrigued. Can't wait.
Okay. Tracy's our head judge, by the way.
I'm Tracy Reeves. I'm a local science fiction fantasy author. Published my first one back in December 2016. Revised book 1, submitted book 2 to my publisher, and he's waiting on me to finish book 3. I am 6 chapters away from the draft, and then the fun begins. I am here because I enjoy wordsmithing.
And the way our critique works from the judges is that you'll present your work, and then we're kind of doing kind of American Idol judges style. We'll kind of go down through each of the judges, and they'll just give you just one little maybe piece of feedback. It's generally nothing negative, but it's just like, hey, you know, next time, you know, you could do this, or this is what I really liked about yours. This is how I felt when I read it. So they'll give you a little bit of critique while you're right after you finish and before you leave the stage. Okay, so let me hand me that. Try to get everybody's names right. I've been just winging it this whole time. We do have another judge. She's still coming? Okay. One of our other judges, I'll introduce her. Her name is Kimberly Buggs, and she is a librarian at Grambling State University. And so she's going to be here with us as well. She's coming in from out of town, so she'll be here and sit at the last seat there. So with no further ado, we're going to start out with Anna Claire Bridges. Put your hands together, please.
Do I want you long and flat or round and tall? Am I craving vanilla or chocolate or maybe a mixture of all? Sugar and flour are sifted with liquids added to the mix. Don't throw away the dirty beaters. I want to save them for licks. Now to place you in the oven at just the right time. Now to place you in the oven and wait for the timer to ding. I'm careful when I take you out. I wouldn't want to spill a thing. Icing and slicing are last on my list. This was so much fun to bake. I saved the best part for last. Now it's time to eat the cake.
All right, judges, we'll start with Maggie.
Really good. I enjoyed your props. I think that added a lot to the whole presentation.
I love that it was a cake topic. I love desserts. But I like that you kept your smile, and even though you did begin to stutter, you kept going, you didn't let that fail.
Well, I want cake now. I love that. That was great. I love the props.
Thank you.
You're the first person up there. Did a good job. Good memorization. Decent. Yes, I want cake. That was very good. Very great conveyance.
Thank you.
All right, good job. Round of applause. So, guess who's up? Caroline McPherson. Welcome her to the stage, please. Sure. All right. All right, Joe, she wants all the lights off.
Not like you can leave these on.
Yeah, just the head, lights.
Someone was asked, what are you going to do in a world full of darkness? Glow in it. Find a way to glow in it. We must be the light for the world to see. We must shine bright and be all that we can be. Glow in it. I close my eyes and I can see the world is falling apart from me that we call our own. It's very dark, it's very void. I've never been so small before. This just doesn't feel like home. We can help by showing kindness. We can help by showing love. We can help, let's work together. Let's be the light the world can see. Every day we need to wake, the brightest colors need to shake. Let's be the light for all the world to see. What the world would be if we just let others see who we're really meant to be. Yeah, let's change the world and be the best that we can be.
All right, I have to ask a question first. Did you know the thing was glow in the dark?
Yes, I know.
Okay. It's like we paid her to do that. That was awesome. All right, go ahead, Maggie.
So I love that movie. So I like your rendition of the song, and I like how you kind of focused on bringing happiness, because there are a lot of people out there that like to just focus on the darkness. So I really appreciated that, and I loved your ukulele playing.
Thanks.
Is that what it is? Okay, good job.
I really like your voice. It's really awesome. Thank you. You did really good out there.
You have a great voice, and I love the positive, uplifting message.
Further what they said, you stifled the nerves. It sounded very clear. I liked it. Liked it a lot. Very nice. Very, very nice.
Very good. All All right, up next is Hannah Bryan.
When a tree falls and there is no one around to hear it, did it ever make a sound? When a leaf is crumpled up into hundreds of pieces, was it ever really a leaf? When a crystal ball is smashed into millions of pieces, will it ever be whole again? If a child was to laugh or cry and no one saw or heard the sobs, with little gasps in between or perhaps a booming giggle, that uncontrollable giggle followed by some question, did it ever really happen? If you fell in love with someone but never told them because you feared rejection or maybe didn't want to ruin a friendship, then were you ever in love? If a man were to hit a woman with no one around to witness it, was she really hit? If someone ended their life but no one ever found them, did they end it at all? If someone was hurting but never told anyone, then were they really hurting at all? I will never understand why I must justify my feelings to people that will never feel them. I'm tired of my age being viewed as a health status. What do I need to do? How many doctors do I need to see? How many poems do I need to write? How many children my age have to become a statistic for you to believe that? We are not snowflakes. We are not stupid teenagers. We are not emotional. We are humans with emotion that you cannot see nor feel. So I ask you one last time, if a tree falls in a forest with no one around to hear it, did it ever make a sound?
I really enjoyed that. I could tell that you put a lot of work into it and that it really meant something to you when you performed. I could hear the emotion in your voice. It was really well. Good job.
That was really deep. Like she said, it was in your voice. You really meant it from the bottom of your heart.
I really like that. It really spoke to me because you never know what someone's dealing with behind the scenes.
That was beautiful. You conveyed effectively a philosophical question. We don't know what the person is going through, what happens on a day-to-day basis. Well done. Well done.
I don't know about y'all, but that kind of got me a little bit. I'm glad that there was a little break before I had to talk. All right, our next presenter is Aurora Humphreys. Would you like the lights, Aurora? Lights off, please.
You hold a fire in your heart and a sword in your hands. You don't understand. A shadow of the flame, I watch you all the same. I follow in your wake while still not too late. In your eyes, I see no trace of my love. In your soul, I view no semblance of peace. A restless colt born to run, a no-nonsense party of one. A troubled ghost of what could be, a drowned-out cry of all your pleas. In all you capture, I am nowhere to be found. In all you hear, I have no sound. Though I know your face as well as mine, set intentions they always hide. Life is gone and none return, left is vengeance meant to burn. Amidst the pain is longing and wishing for a special spirit you are always fishing. Joys to come and trials to fail, but through everything, I know you'll prevail.
Good job. Good presenting. The only suggestion that I would make to you is like when you rhyme, just maybe add a little bit of emphasis here. And then that kind of makes it pop and stand out when you're presenting. That was a good job. You knew your point, you knew what you were talking about, you didn't have to hold it in front of you, so good job.
Well, great memorization, great tone that you kept the entire time. Good job.
I like it because it speaks a lot of, just, I don't know, it's like I get a feeling of like turmoil, but it ends on like a positive note, so that's what I really like about it.
unfortunately, I can only reiterate what they said. Great job. You'll take the words out of my mouth. The only thing I could probably think of, the very ending, maybe slow that down just a little bit for more emphasis. Beyond that, well done. Well done.
Good job. Of course, I'm personally, I guess I should say, a little biased toward Aurora because she's one of our top teen readers, and you can tell. I mean, because when she writes, you can tell there's a book in that. I want to read the whole book. All right, Emily Krillcrease is next. How do you want the lights, Emily?
It doesn't really matter. I guess like this is fine.
Okay.
So I wanted to say that I named the song 9:24 p.m. because I finished writing it at 9:24 p.m. Wednesday, and so I couldn't figure out anything else to name it, so that's what I came up with. Take me down to the edge of the water. Don't go any farther, 'cause I can't swim. I have a fear of drowning. It's very drowning. Please hold my hand. That's my only demand. In my arms will sway. Nothing has ever felt this way. You dipped your toe in, and that's how it started. You left me broken hearted. I'll paint you in the brightest colors, because you make me feel like November. I'll hang you in every great art hall, and they'll say you're the most beautiful art of all. Colors carefully placed, there are no flaws, and they'll say I'm the greatest painter of all. They'll all be in awe, but I don't know if you admire art like I do. There's something fantastic about you. I could look at you for days on end, but you call me your very best friend. I don't swim in pools because the fear of drowning is so drowning. Jump head first into the dark water, sinking farther, leaving me at the surface, wondering, is it worth it?
Good job.
I liked it. I liked how you did it last minute, and it still really worked well for you. It was a good song, and you have a very good voice. Good job.
Yes, exactly what she said. For being last minute, that is really good. I love the idea and the tone and everything. You did super well, you played it, and your voice is awesome.
Yeah, like, what are you doing at Huntington? Why are you not with on the voice or something like that? That was amazing.
Yeah, and have a nice.
Y'all want to just turn your chairs around like?
Yeah.
Thank
I like that.
I have a question for you before you leave. So, do you write the words first and then the music to go with it, or do you pick a music and then come up with words?
I just start playing random chords, and then whatever sounds best with whatever like comes out. Usually I pick like a pattern, and then I'll just sing. And like if it sounds good together, I'll write it down. And then at the end of the day, I have like a bunch of just jumbles, and then I'll see like try to piece it together to see what it sounds like.
Yeah. Wow, that's very good. Good job. Our next poet is Isabella McDaniel.
sit on a beach, staring at the black waves, my legs folded into my chest, while my feet could go out and touch the sea. I think about how it would feel. Would I feel the cold water wash over my toes, or just the same monotone nothing in solids? Before I could try, someone sits down next to me. I look over at them and they smile. We say nothing to each other, but the mutual feeling of not being alone is enough. They start to talk, and at first I don't listen, just lost in the black waves washing over the shore. But then I notice that they wonder the same things, about what would happen if they walked out and never came back. I listen to them, and when they finish, they listen to me. As we talk more, I notice that there were other things in the black sea, the soft sand, the sounds of the birds. We start to talk more, and eventually we were able to walk away from the sea. Sometimes we have to go back to staring at the waves, but we have each other to pull us out, and walk the soft sands instead of dip our toes in the waves.
I really liked how you told the story. I can picture the whole thing in my head, visualize it like good job.
Yeah, she did good visualization, but if you could slow it down more and like bring more mood to it, that way it's not like you're just reading it.
I was really picturing being on a beach, like, something like that.
I liked it as Emily stated, add more intonation, that way there's more feel, more depth and flow to it. I liked it. For me, it was another one of those philosophical feelings of what the sea might represent and everything. Very nice.
Our next poet is Randy Mason. How you want to like, Randy?
So I wrote this about my aunt. You look at it and say, okay, it's a picture. I say, no, that's not right. The picture is a story. You say, okay, how can it be a story? I say, so the picture is a cow in a field with scripture at it. You say, yes, that's right. I say, no, that's not right. Every picture has a meaning, even the picture, meaning within the picture. The picture was taken by a photographer who wanted to share her people. She wanted to share her love of living in the country with farm and her love of the Lord. She took the picture and she shared it with the world. It is what she loved and what I do as well. In my eyes, I see a picture of a farm animal that does its own thing every day. This is my Aunt Velvet, who told a story in every picture she took and shared it.
Good job. Way to keep going through your emotion. I really liked your story because sometimes you see something in a different way than other people see it, and you have a hard time describing why you find it has a meaning and telling them, no, I don't think your meaning's right. This is what I see in it. And so, good job.
Yes, the meaning was great, the emotion was beautiful, and yes, congrats for just maintaining up there and staying strong.
As a photographer, I can relate because I see pictures. I don't just see what everybody else sees. I see something more, a deeper meaning behind it, and I like to speak through pictures. So I really appreciate that.
I'm reminded of before my father died. My mom and I, my dad and she celebrated their 45th wedding anniversary. And I'm reminded of the pictures that were taken. You just see a person at the nursing home along with his wife's eating cake. I see love. I see joy. I see two people who've probably spent lives longer than most people have around, that till death do them part really defined who they were. Thank you. Thank you.
I was just going to add to that. I mean, I don't know that, and sometimes we don't always, when we read a poem or hear a poem, we don't always know the story behind the words. There is a story behind these words, and I've seen some of Randy's photography, because she's taken photography of the track team at Darwin Woods for a couple of years. And, you know, it is something special about having the eye of a photographer because you can see beyond the picture. And of course, the aunt that she is speaking of is Velvet Bennett, and she passed away about a year ago. Yeah, from cancer, but she was a very talented photographer, and I remember seeing a lot of her work, and some of her work is on display over at the museum right now for the ag exhibit that they have, and she had an eye, and I think you have that eye too. The next poet is Jaden Warren. All right, this is a double feature, by the way, so she's gonna do her first poem, and then we'll do a critique of that, and she'll change the lighting and do her second poem.
Shoes that glow, twinkle toes that show. Shoes with glitter, shoes with lights, shoes that sparkle in the night. Shoes for girls, boys and dads. Shoes I wish I had. I love shoes, as you can see. Mom says no heels till I'm 23.
Get the lights, please. Okay, we'll do a critique of this one, then we'll do her second poem.
I like that you wrote about something that you love. I too also love shoes. And it was also funny. I liked your final line, how you brought that into.
Well, I love shoes in general too. I like how you describe each and every one of them, and just, I don't know, it was also funny too.
Something so simple as shoes. I like that, just all your descriptions and shoes. People don't think about shoes that much. You know?
Sorry.
That's awesome. I liked it.
It was sweet, simple, fun. It was nice. It was nice. Very nice. I like it. Very nice.
Okay, part two.
Do you love me? Yes, duh. Will you ever leave me? No, are you crazy? Will you always love me forever? Top to bottom, bottom to top, my love for you will never stop. Forever.
Okay, judges?
I liked it. I really did, and I think it's really cool how, I think in here the note says reverse poem, so do you mean read that bottom to top? So if you were to read the poem bottom to top, it would have a different meaning. So that's really neat that you did that and you put in the effort to do that, so good job.
I love the creativity you put to it and how simple it is, but you gotta think like the whole from up and down. You should definitely try on the emotions. I see where you almost went for it and you stopped, but it's definitely good. I like it.
Yeah, that was clever. I like the word. It's been a while since I've seen a reverse poem, so.
It was adorable. What I particularly like is the yes, no, like, obviously I love you. Come on. As someone who couldn't flirt if his life depended on it, I like it. I like that a lot.
All right, Kimberly's here, so we'll let her chime in.
Okay, I liked it. It was very sweet. Expression of love on your level, like your child level, age level. Yeah. So I liked it. It was sweet.
We all know that sometimes nerves, you know, you get up, you're fine over there, and then like from here, all of a sudden nerves hit you. Because I will tell you, Jane does not normally talk that quiet. We hear a lot of emotion and up and down in her voice, but in this particular, she didn't express it as well as we normally know her to do. But she did great. All right, so now, our last poets, before we go into intermission, is a duo, and it's Nevin Griffin and Janiah Moore. How do y'all want your lights?
All.
Okay. Alright, lights off, please.
This year I will be stronger, braver, kinder, and unstoppable. This year I will be fierce. I will survive. Be a girl with a mind, a lady with class, a woman without attitude. No, you can make it in this world. Set goals, push yourself, don't quit, no excuses, be amazing.
I really like how you fed off of each other and how you would emphasize the word. And overall, it was pretty motivational. Like, I kind of feel like I need to go to the gym now, so good job.
I really like the message that you're bringing, and yes, like how you each just help each other out. You were motivating each other to keep on going, basically.
Yeah, I think that's what it's all about, motivating each other, and you can spread positivity through each other and spread it outward. I think that's awesome.
Reiterating that, it was very motivational. The only thing I could really say, maybe a little bit more emphasis with those words. Beyond that, I liked it, especially at the end when y'all came together to basically. I have no words. The grand finale.
Just like the rest of them said, it was very motivational. I like the way you guys work together to express it. So, good.
I have to tell you a little something about these two. The reason that their poem is not in our booklet, the judges have a copy of it, is because they wrote it, lost it, had to go back and write it again. So they did great. A couple of years ago, we had a scholar here from ULL that was with the Ernest Gaines Center on campus at University of Lafayette, Louisiana Lafayette, and he said that Ernest Gaines' very first book he wrote, he sent it to be critiqued. He got very bad feedback, so he threw it in the fire and burned it. And then after he gained more notoriety with other works of, works that he had finished and completed, and finally had gotten some credentials, he went back and rewrote from memory the book that he had written, his very first book. So I thought that was kind of similar to these girls. Will be our next Ernest Gaines. All right, so at this time, the judges are going to leave. Take these with you. You're gonna. Kudos to everyone. I would like to get a photo of all of the students together. We're going to do some group photos.
There's a first, second, and third place, as you guys know, but we wanted to give out some, also some awards for some that we felt different emotions during. So our first award.
Come up here, because you're going to be basically presenting it to her.
The first award is the Spotlight Award, and this goes to a performer that we thought gave a very dramatic and theatrical performance. So that goes to Emily Kilcrease. And then our Sunrise Award is one award that we gave to someone who wrote something that was positive and encouraging. So we're going to give that to Caroline McPherson.
The Inspirational and Uplifting Award goes to Ben Griffin and Janaya Moon.
Good job.
To Isabella McDaniel. The Fun and Playful goes to Anna Bridges. And the Protected and Guarded goes to Hannah Bryan.
I got one person, they get 2 awards. We just like absolutely loved their performance and what they spoke about. We have the thought-provoking and impactful award, Aurora. You also get the Librarian's Choice Award for this really awesome. Great work, James.
Interject, the Librarian's Choice Award, they will receive a book of their choice from the library. So, and Aurora, I should have said earlier that she's one of our favorite teen patrons, because she won the award last year. So this seems a little rigged, I realize. This time I did not choose. I told the judges to choose their favorite literary award and choose for it. So it wasn't me, it was the judges, but congratulations.
Okay, we've got Inquisitive and Seeking, Mason. Yeah, I really liked yours because pictures they speak volumes, and I really liked it. Jaden Warren gets our flashlight award. Get those shoes up here, girl.
Last but not least is the UACT Award. And after some decision, we decided Randy Mason. A very sad experience in terms of it's transliterated it into something very positive. She would be proud.
All right, wait a minute, Randy. In case you don't know, this is an additional award. UACT is an organization that works with youth in our parish to promote positive choices instead of substance and alcohol abuse. And so they put together like a you get a football. There's like random stuff in here. But one of the most exciting things that's in here is a $25 Visa gift card. So congratulations.
So finally, the moment that you guys been waiting for, we're gonna give out first, second, and third place. So we'll start with third place. This year we are going to award third place to Emily Gilcrease.
I would like to interject here that Community Trust Bank is our underwriting sponsor for their awards, and she gets a $20 gift card for third place.
All right, and so our second place trophy of the night goes to Aurora. All right, and our
And
first,
she gets, sorry, she gets a $30 gift card. And then our winner gets a $50 gift card.
so our first place winner tonight goes to somebody who thought gave a really powerful performance and put a lot of meaning into what they wrote. So first place goes to Handline.
Also, can I get all of the library staff to come help me, please? Alrighty, y'all gonna have to, when I read this out loud. For every one of our poetry poets, we wanted to give you a book, because we're a library, that's what we do. And so I found this book called You Glow Girl. So I'm gonna let our librarians pass these out to everybody. Yeah, just pass out to all the participants. Yes. She can have one, because she's going to enter one next year.
Does everybody have one that participated? Ella missing us? Gotcha. She was supposed to finish.
We're trying to recruit some future poets here, so let's give one to Aurora's sister too. Hey, and I already recruited you, Emily's sister. Well, everybody? Okay. I do want to say thank you to everybody that's here. I want to thank the parents, because you just supporting your student to be able to express themselves through poetry like this means a lot. To me, it's, this kind of thing is rare. It's a unique group of people that are here gathered today. You might go to a basketball game and see the stands filled, but I do appreciate the parents that have made the effort to have their students here. I also want to appreciate the teachers who did a lot of recruiting. Some of the teachers are not here tonight, because tonight happens to also be the chamber banquet. So there's a lot of overlaps this year that's a little different than we've had before. But I do want to thank Ms. Green. Raise your hand, please. And we would like to give you a t-shirt. So before you leave, we'd love for you to go pick out a t-shirt over on the other side. But Ms. Green recruited a lot of students, encouraged them, just encourages them in general in a love of literature and reading, and so we appreciate that very much. And appreciate the other teachers as well. I also want to just say in closing, this is kind of a personal story with me and Maggie. This, by the way, Maggie's my daughter. In case y'all didn't know, we have to say last name. But right now she is going through the process of trying to find summer employments and filling out things for research experiences this summer. And some of her typical letters, emails she's been getting so far has been like, we had 500 entries, we can only pick 12 for this program. And then there's the next sentence, which is, so unfortunately, we were not able to award you. We had to pick only 12. And I said to Maggie, I said, how do you pick? Like, if you were like on that committee picking out of 500 applicants, how do you really pick 12 out of all that? And so with that, I want to say thank you to our judges, because they had a very difficult job. So let's please thank them. Because really, any one of our poems could have been first, second, and third place. It's just, because they were all so unique, and so it's really hard to judge sometimes, and we appreciate them. Most of our judges, this was their first year to be a judge. I think our head judge was the only, I know, Mitzi, you did it one year, a couple of years ago. So we do appreciate y'all's input very much and in your time, so thank you for that. And so with that, I guess my challenge is to go light the way. That's the mantra of the library. Our theme is lighting the way, and we really feel like literature and books and poetry and the word, the expressed word, really does that. So we just want to encourage you to keep doing those things.
And come back next year.
Yes. All right. Thank y'all very much.